Welcome, everybody, to the R&R CatCast, a fan-based podcast focusing on Montana State athletics. We're two dudes named Ryan from the state of Washington talking about our dear Montana State. We hope you enjoy it. All right, welcome back, Bobcat fans. Thanks for joining us on an instant reaction show. You've been wanting it. Here it is. I'm sitting with Zach today. We're going to chop it up. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
The morning after instant reaction. I'm doing pretty darn good, man. That was fun yesterday. I was cold, I was wet, but like Bobcat Nation, I'm very happy and very optimistic. And we were talking before, we probably had a 5-minute chat before we hit the mics. I think this is the most optimistic me and you have been all season. And that's a good place to be right now.
It is feel good in Bobcat land right now. I didn't get to catch the game live. My son started a doubleheader exactly at noon when the game kicked off over here, and it was wet over here in Spokane as well. And so I was happy to crack a cold one last night after being warm, and thankful for ESPN Plus to watch it on demand. And so, yeah, I was able to watch it, and exactly what you just said, man. Montana State's just cooking right now. It's good, 5-2, 3-0 in the Big Sky. And I just think Montana State is on a trajectory that's just almost straight up.
Yeah, we're like a rocket ship right now. Everything's coming up, Bobcats. Let's go into the Big Sky. We'll try to keep this brief. I know we went 40 minutes last time, but we should be in better form. We'll save things so Thorny doesn't kill both of us.
Yeah.
So I'll lead it off. Going down the list on ESPN, Cal Poly had a 9-0 lead at the half against Montana and blew it. Grizz wake up in the second half, 28-9. Watched a little bit of this game, kept an eye on it. Just seems like they had some offensive woes, and Cal Poly shot themselves in the foot. They gave up a pick six to kind of rejuvenate the Grizz and just couldn't figure it out. But it was there for the taking, and not a good look over in Missoula.
It seems like when the Grizz have some sort of spark play like that, it's almost recipe for game over for the opponent. And that's what happened to Cal Poly. 21 points the Grizz put up in the fourth quarter. That's impressive. I didn't watch the game, but I did see that Cal Poly had 4 interceptions. That's never good.
Yeah. All right. You want to do game number 2?
Yeah, gladly, because
I know I gave you this honor. I feel like this is an honor to give this to you.
Northern Colorado, the Battling Bears, took down the 10th team in the nation, Idaho, in the Kibbie Dome, 49-33. It wasn't even close. And this signifies to me just what I've been thinking about the Bears all along. They're for real. I think they're kind of a sneaky, complete team. And Idaho, I think, is a lesser team than a lot of us had predicted. If Northern Colorado does not get any top 25 votes, at least if they're not in that subcategory at the very bottom, the paragraph of teams that are getting votes, I'm going to be pretty upset because I think they deserve a little sniff at the top 25.
Yeah, these all the way down, buried 10 feet under.
Oh, man.
It was not a good one in the Kibbie Dome. I watched a little bit of this one, but good Lord, 49 points on homecoming. If you want a not safe for work listen, I advise go listen to the Tubbs instant reaction. Oh boy, they were not happy. That's a tough one for Idaho. I know they're a little bit in shambles over there, but rough. All right.
Dude, hold on. Their quarterback, Eric Gibson, had 350 yards and 2 touchdowns against them yesterday. That is ooh. Ooh. All right.
Davis takes on Northern Arizona. I'd like to bring up that this game was, I believe, 24-17 going into the fourth quarter. 45-24 win for Davis. Seems like they just outlasted NAU. but was a pretty good game for the most part. And it seems like they just ran out of gas. And look out, Davis is 5-1 with their only loss to Washington. So they put together a nice little season. They have played a lot of tight games. They played Utah Tech tight. They played Southern Utah tight. They're slowly having a nice season and looking like a quality, top 8 playoff team.
Yep. Caden Pinnick starting to put together a couple nice games. Pretty impressive stat line from him: 25 for 29, 348 yards with 5 touchdowns. That's big time.
Yeah.
He'll be probably, I would assume, player of the week, Big Sky Conference.
All right. One more to go.
All right.
Besides
Sac
us.
State. Yeah, took down Weber State in Ogden, 55-27. More confirmation that I was right about Weber State. I did not watch anything of this game. I kind of think Sac State and Weber State are fairly irrelevant in the conversation as far as the FCS. And so this is just a battle of mid-tier to lower tier teams. One of those games where you tune in, you're like, why am I watching this? And so I didn't.
I'd like to direct your attention to the bottom of the game information page. Attendance 2,126.
Ooh.
Those are Portland State numbers.
Yeah. Might have
That's
Weber fallen.
how you get coaches fired.
Yep.
Like, you can lose games bad and you can be 2-4, but when your attendance drops off a cliff and nobody cares, that's a problem. So
Yeah.
tough one for old Weber. They gets a win over a JV team. And then we've got our game, a 48-14 whoop down in Bozeman on a rainy, cold-soaked Saturday in October. And we took it to the Bengals, who, in my opinion, are a pretty dang good football team. And watching them play, I still believe they're a pretty dang good football team.
Yeah. Cody Hawkins has a lot to be proud of. I just hope they give him time to put it together, because I think that's what you're starting to see with Northern Colorado and with Hawkins as well. It'll be there. It's just harder to keep players in places like Pocatello and Greeley. And so pretty impressive. Jordan Cook was, as advertised, he was a dude who could just sling it around everywhere with different arm angles, and he amassed 370 yards against us. That's something we hadn't seen yet, but we shut him down. So at least in the second half, it was tit for tat early on, and we thought it might be kind of a classic blow for blow type of game. But Montana State put the clamps down, and they just, honestly, what really happened was the defensive line just made him feel uncomfortable. They put him off his spot, and when they were doing that, not necessarily the sack numbers you would see, but just put him off his spot, made him feel uncomfortable, and they were throwing a lot of incompletions, 20 for 37. We were both wrong on our predictions about buy or sell. Was he going to throw it 45 times or not? He didn't even get that. So 20 for 37, that's pretty low.
Well, I think if they didn't bench him, he might have gotten it. I think they had 47 attempts for the game or 48 attempts for the game.
That's a
when
good
Harson's
point.
came in.
Yeah. Harsin, the Boise State Broncos son, Boise State head coach's son, Davis Harsin, came in and he was 6 for 11 for 61 at the very end against our second and third teamers. So let's get into the goods, the OKs and the Bobby Hawks about this game.
My good is, again, I think we got to shout out the defense to start, holding them to 14 points. A lot of bend don't break. I think that game kind of went about expected a little bit defensive wise, as you knew they were going to get chunk plays. They were going to get yards. Those two receivers, watching them in person, are as advertised. Those guys are dudes. They're top talented FCS receivers, but you held them to 14 points. You held them to one big play realistically. And like we said, I think Thorny said, I'm expecting 3 turnovers. I know one came at the end of the half, but we had 3 turnovers in that game, and that was awesome.
You got to give it up for the Curry offense. It's just still cooking. It's awesome to see Justin Lamson go 17 for 21, 184 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a big day for Justin. That's probably his biggest day as far as touchdowns are concerned. But to see 386 yards on the ground, that felt good. That's that meat and potatoes part of that Curry offense that feels familiar. Adam Jones had a bounce back day, and that was a huge Huge day for him. 16 touches for 173 yards. Whew. So outside zone was working, split zone was working really well. And I'm glad to see him seeing the field better from my point of view.
Yeah, I have my good is our receiving room. You can give it up for the receivers and the running backs too. Running backs had a heck of a day. Julius Davis's first receiving touchdown of his career. They asked Adam Jones in the press conference. They said he's been playing college ball since 2019, and you just, yeah, I'm just go what? So
Yeah.
uh, good to see a lot of receivers. Rocky Lincioni, Dane Steele, Jabez Woods, who's just becoming a dude, and then Taco doing his thing. Beat up tight end room came through, and then Adam just getting what's his and having a breakout game. Awesome to see him get a post game press conference too. It felt like a wake up game, and Vegan, I think he a little targeted at us, a little targeted at other media things. He almost cursed. That was the most angry Vegan we've ever seen. He's like, I'm sick and tired of hearing how about Adam Jones. He's a great player. Adam Jones is a stud, and he figured something out this weekend, and Curry offense looked really dang good. Justin Lamson continues to be a dude, and this is as high as I've been in a long time. I feel after watching NAU, after watching this, I feel really good about us, man. We look so good and so comfortable, and we have so many weapons. That's the other thing is it's not just one guy or two guys that we have to depend on. You've got weapons all over the field, and from a defense, that's so hard to prepare for.
When you rush for 386 yards and you still can pass it at will, that is unstoppable. And this is what we've been begging for years now. I love Justin Lamson being able to throw an absolute fastball over the middle, like that one he hit, that slant he hit to Steele for that touchdown. I was like, I didn't even know how Steele caught that. That looked like an absolute missile to his chest.
Yep.
I'm like, how did that thing not just blow him over? But that's the kind of juice Lamson brings. And you're starting to see it lighten the box for the Cats, and which is making the run game feel a little bit easier. I thought the O line, here's another good for me. I thought the O line played its most complete game of the season.
No, they look good. Titan Fleischman, they mentioned, the Pocatello connections. He wanted that one. And they came out there and they protected well. They moved those guys. And if you watched any of the Grizz game last week with Idaho State had their way up front and sacked Ayat quite a few times, and we're in the backfield and we're stopping the rush. And we pushed those guys around. I know it was a rainy, crappy day, but we pushed them around, and that was awesome to see.
Yeah. I'm going to name a couple players that are in my good category because I have a handful and they're just disparate, but it's awesome to see Neil Daly come back. His long, fast, leverage self. It was awesome to see him and Colt Taylor
Did
playing
you see
Mike
that
and
hit
Sam.
on 3rd and 1?
Yeah. That was
I heard it. You could hear the air leave that guy's lungs. That was the best pad pop. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. It's good to see Neil Daly back there. Like you mentioned already, Rocky Lincioni, freshman from Bozeman High, 2 touchdown day, kids growing up in front of us. His counterpart, Luvens Valson, I don't know if you get to watch him. He's in a lot of times. He's a freshman as well in the tight end room. That guy is absolutely just a tough nosed dude. He plays he does a lot of their split zone crackback blocks. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but so like on the split zone, so like the whole line is going to the right. He comes back and just eviscerates the defensive end on the backside that opens up a cutback lane. And the way he does it, man, it's so fun to watch. I think that guy is just unreal. He's untapped talent. He's gonna be like Rohan, and guys like that. He's got the speed, but he's just nasty. So super high on him. And then I got to give a shout out to Carson Williams for that punch and rip on that takeaway, that fumble that he came from behind and
That
just
wide receiver thought he had 6.
oh yeah, and
He totally thought he had 6. He did not see him at all.
So yeah, I just want to give props to those guys.
Yeah. All right, moving on. You got anything else in your good?
I do.
Okay.
The blue jerseys, the gold pants, and the gold lids, man, that is my favorite Bobcat uniform combo right there. And when they wear those, it's just tough. It's
It's the
tough.
classic.
Man, it looks so good. So, so good. Keep that going.
Also, I want to say, give a shout out. I said it on Twitter. 22,200 on Parents Weekend for a rain soaked game. I understand it got a little light in the second half, just crowd wise, but the crowd that was there in the second half was loud, proud, and it it's awesome to see what we've built.
Yeah.
I don't know how it looked on TV. I was down in the south end zone for the first half when in the downpour, and it felt. I was just looking around. I was worried about the crowd size. I was worried about the weather. It was cold. It was nasty, and you had a double digit lead in halftime. Cats fans showed up. Cats fans continue to show up for this team and build this program. And I I love the video before games. If you go to games of the I'm proud of that house we built that they play, and
Yeah.
it was one of those days where that was one of those I'm proud of this house we built as a fan base. As I know winning cures all and winning brings fans, but that was a game that a lot of fans could have sat at home and not gone to. But proud everybody went. It was team needed it, supported the team, rain or shine. Awesome.
Yeah. Good job. Okay. The
All right.
OKs. Give me
We
one.
move into our again, I guess, secondary. I want to put secondary in the good. I don't want to put them in the okays because I thought, everybody expected them to give up some yards but make plays, and they had two picks and a fumble. They caused a fumble and they shut them down in the red zone, and they had multiple fourth down stops when it came time. So I don't really have a lot of okays going into this game. There was a couple third downs that were a little questionable. We secured our drops. I thought it was kind of funny the play where Adam Jones tripped Lamson in the backfield, but not a
Stepped
lot
on
of
his
not
foot.
yeah, stepped on his foot, which I thought was kind of funny. Not a lot of okays, just a couple bads, but I don't want to critique anything I don't have to on a game like this.
For sure. I think it's, Jordan Cook passing for 307 against us is okay. He went
Yeah,
421 against the Grizz. A couple chunk plays like they had the receivers Shulikov and um is it Nunnally?
yeah, Nunley.
Yeah, I mean
Those guys are as advertised though. They're the best. They're some of the best receivers you're going to see in the FCS, and I thought for the most part that to ask that secondary to hold them into check. I mean, if you told me they passed for 300 yards and only gave up 2 touchdowns, I'm like, hell yeah, boys, great job.
Shulikov had 124 yards on 10 catches and Nunley had 169 on 9. So there's an okay kind of bad and like to but that was it. I mean,
Yep,
it's that they were the entire offense. So
they
I don't
could
know.
not run the football.
No, they did not. So
They were completely shut down on the run. So I say
36
we just
yards.
move on to our bads and finish this thing out.
So
I think we're both in agreement. This I think we hate that this is becoming a theme, but special teams is something we have to. It was a pouring game. I understand things happen, but this is what week 3, week 4 in a row we've missed an extra point.
we're last in the conference right now.
That's unacceptable.
Yep.
And
Point afters.
I think we're stating the obvious from the fan bases. I think the coaches know it. I think everybody knows it. We cannot miss extra points. Has to be shown up.
Yeah, it's weird. And I want to give Sandstead some praise because he's done it in the past.
Yeah.
We've seen it last year. He was steady Eddie, and so it's in him. So to me, this feels like a mental thing. Every time he misses, it feels like it's just a quick pull and just hooks it really, really quick. So if it's a snap thing, I'm not sure. I mean, we're just fans. We're just looking at it, but it's not good. And then kicking it out of bounds to kick it out of bounds twice. That puts the ball right on the 40 or 45. I can't remember, but that's unnecessary.
Yep. So
Coach Vegan looks like he's about ready to explode too.
he's gonna lose it. So
it's 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 so fun because like
it's such a young unit too. So I don't want to kill the young guys and stuff. And I understand they're learning. And My hope is you have a bye week and you have 2 weeks on the road to hopefully get things right. But
Yeah. It's
actually, you have 3 weeks. Weber's probably included in there. But
it
until
kind of
you
makes
you
me
play Davis and the Grizz, yeah,
when we do have a kicking low, like kicking it out of bounds, the cameras go to Vegan and they just stay with him for an extended amount of time, and you just see Vegan pacing and he's if he can find the kicker, he's gonna choose. But Frocker like sees him and starts walking the
run,
other way.
Frocker, run.
So yeah.
All right. Other bad. I don't know if it's Big Sky refs. I don't know what's going on. 7 penalties for 55
Oh
yards.
gosh, man. Yeah. It's been in the last 2 games. We gotta get that short up.
They had 5 penalties for 44. I haven't rewatched the game yet. I saw some, but it was like excessive celebration penalties and like personal fouls. It wasn't holdings. We had one defensive holding, but they were unnecessary self-inflicted penalties of you can't we need to learn to shut our mouths and get back to the sideline sometimes. And
Well, what I
it's
saw was one
frustrating.
of them, Seth Johnson had just kind of the no-go, like,
Yeah.
hands, and apparently he was gesturing it to the sideline of the Bengals and got caught for 15. I was like, there's like that on
Yeah.
every single play. Like, why are we calling that? So it felt really like serious. That's what you're calling? Okay.
But here's the thing, if we had it last week too. If the Big Sky refs are going to get ticky tacky, we need to not do anything ticky tacky.
Gosh. Yeah. Just inserting themselves into the narrative.
Yep. Big Sky refs gonna Big Sky ref.
All
So
right. That's all I got.
that's all I got. I just want to close this thing out and say how proud I am of this team, how things are going. Starting 0-2 is not easy. I don't care who you play. And you've rallied and rolled off 5 wins, and you've looked damn impressive the last 3 weeks in conference, and you've put everybody on notice. And if you keep doing what we're doing, heads down, coaches heads down, players heads down, fans staying positive, we're heading in the right direction. And we have some fun stuff I know to talk about on Monday when we do our show. I think we've got a pretty darn good football team. We've got the support, we've got the stuff. We have the winning culture, and I just want to say how proud and thankful I am for the coaching staff and everything they've done, and for the players for believing and showing out and developing week by week. Because you coaches always hear crap when they lose, and I just want to acknowledge when you win and you do things good, how much it is noticed, and we are seeing how fun this is. And I want everybody to take today and tomorrow and enjoy just how fun it is, and going into the bye that you've got a team that's poised to go on another deep run in the playoffs.
Just to add to that, just a little bit, like the vibe in the community of the Bobcats is super high right now. In all my text threads with all the fans that interact with us, it's like the belief in the team is just growing and growing. And it's really cool to see that it's just not a crop of seniors that's carrying the torch. It's the young guys. It's the depth everywhere on the football team. And so, like, you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Like, the potential for this team, like the ceiling, who knows what it is. But then you start even allow yourself to peek ahead around the corner for next year. Like, man, if this group stays together, it's just something special, man.
Yeah, I was talking to a recruit and his family on the sideline before the game, just welcoming them, and they were just asking me, what's it like, kind of a little bit, and I said we have a great university and great school, but we have one great football culture, and that's from the coaches to the players to our fan base to our state. We have a great football culture, and it's we're recording this on a Sunday morning, I guess Sunday afternoon when major FBS coaches are getting fired, and it's kind of becoming the axe season for coaches getting fired and stuff. And to be in the position we are, it's pretty awesome. And I'd like to keep it. And Coach Vegan, if you're listening, I really appreciate you. Please stay forever. Things are so good. These are the good old days, as we've said.
Yeah.
But we're pretty sky high right now, and I'd like to continue to be sky high.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, man. Go Cats.
Go Cats.